I remember when I witnessed when my cousin got shot. I didn't saw when he actually got shot, but the after effect of it all, I seen all of that. I was very young. I was in my teens, early teens, maybe 16, maybe even earlier than that. I remember it was a family gathering. It was me, it was my father, it was my uncle, my mom, and I think my aunt was there. I remember we were there watching TV in Jamaica, by the way. A peaceful, nice setting, honestly. It was like in the mid-afternoon, maybe around 2, 3 o'clock, around those hours. And then suddenly while we were there watching TV, maybe laughing or so, I don't remember, we heard a noise knocking on our window, bam, bam, bam. And then everybody like paused and like, you hear that? And then we start listening again. Then it stopped for like probably like 3 seconds. Then bam, bam, bam again on the windows. Then it came to our main entrance door and knocking really hard, as if it was the police banging on the door. So of course we hesitate. Then we look because we have like a... No, we don't. We didn't. I'm sorry. I thought we had like a peephole, but we don't. So we asked, who is it? It was my uncle who walked up there, and he asked, who is it? No answer. And he asked again, who is it? And then he said, Dean. That's the name of my cousin. We call him Dean. So we opened the door, and then we saw him on our floor with one hand down and on his knees, gasping for air. And we said, oh my God, what happened? Everybody was in shock, of course. He said he got shot. He was bleeding on our step. Nobody knew what to do whenever they experienced something like this. So everybody like, call the police. Call the police, call the police. So we end up calling the police. But the way the police work in Jamaica is a whole different thing. So me as a young kid seeing all that, nobody told me to go away or anything because it was such a sudden thing. Everybody in the house witnessed it, saw it. I was young. My sister was younger than me. Is younger than me. So now we'd seen it all. So he was on the step bleeding, gasping for air. We asked what happened. He was, he said he got shot in his chest. He have a little shop, like literally, like probably 10 seconds from the house, like right up there. And it seemed like he was doing drugs. And whatever the cause is, somebody came to his shop and shot him point blank in his chest. We didn't hear the noise of the bullet. Maybe it was a silencer. I don't know. Maybe the sound of the TV was too loud. I don't know. We didn't hear none of that. But he's here on the front, bleeding and gasping for air. We called the police. My uncle, I lifted him because he was bleeding a lot. And we went up to the front gate. It's like a little hill and went up to the front gate. Put him slowly on the ground, waiting for the police. Bear in mind, the police station is like literally driving distance is probably like 5 or 6 minutes away. They took like an hour to get to us. You hear me? What I've seen, what I remember, I see clearly is him when my uncle put him on the ground. He's there gasping for air. So we try not to question him too much to save his energy. Hopefully the police can come and possibly save my cousin's life. I saw him there struggling, gasping for air, until it's it's until I see his eyes flip over and it turned completely white as snow. It was like probably the worst experience I've ever witnessed. That gave me chills. And my sister, my younger sister, it was even worse for her. For some reason, I feel, because I know this is a lot, from a young age coming up, every time a family member, a close one, friend, whatever, passed away that you've seen and witnessed, maybe a couple minutes after the rain started falling, really hard. I don't know if that's a sign of what, but that always happens. So the rain fell. That put a silence in the entire house, of course. No TV, in shock. What happened? Why it happened? No, like I said, the police, they came like an hour later. And then these dead plus tax come with guns and all these things. As if they come, I don't know. Because the time they came, whoever did this is long gone. Come with guns and looking around and searching areas as if they're doing something. That pissed me off just to think about it. But I don't know. It's been such a long time, and I was watching a video of a guy sharing his testimony that he was in a gang, right, and the Lord saved him from it. So he was sharing some experience he went through, and then it just came to me what I've been through when I saw that. So I said, you know what? Let me just make a video and share this experience I had. Because it wasn't... Some of the thought is... I also remember the funeral, right? Or the viewing. This is what affected my sister the most. My little sister, not me. I wasn't affected. When she saw him again in the casket and all that, she couldn't sleep that night. It's not funny, but she was like, he's in my head. I can't get him out of my head. You know, things we do in life, the choices that we make, really definitely affect us later. And no matter what choice we make, what action we take, it's gonna be difficult. And if it doesn't feel difficult, it's not gonna last. Nothing good come easy. People don't just say these phrases for no reason. They are true to it. And that was just a sad day, man. I'm just saying, I'm glad I can get to share this. So I'm very happy I saw that video to remind me of that I've been through. And I just want to share to anybody who sees this. And growing and fast forward to the many years now. And you out there in the world every day when you go to work. I drive for a living, so I see a lot of things. And then you see and you observe, and you see how life is. How unexpected things happen to anybody. Whether you do good in life, whether you do bad in life, or what we claim to be good or bad. Because we have to understand that we live in a sinful world. We're born in it. So it's a sinful place, so bad things is just going to happen to us, whether we like it or not, whether we're good or not. It's just how it is. What really matters is what you do after. What really matters if you still have that faith that you claim to have before it happened. Because a lot of us have burning, firing faith in God, in Jesus. Because nothing is going bad for them. But as soon as something bad happens, that faith, it's like someone pour water on you. And you're out. And mostly, the next thing that happened to me that really broke me like in two. And this is not even a relationship with a woman. This is when my mom had her fourth stroke. God. I couldn't function at work. I'm driving in tears. I'm calling the boss, and I'm calling co-worker, and it's like I'm trying to talk to them, and it's like I'm giving more crying than talking, and I don't cry, but that sends me. I couldn't get out of my head when I saw her at a hospital, and she looked straight in my eyes, sitting down looking in my eyes. I'm standing up, and she's like struggling to get up, and she's looking at me. I'm like, Jesus. I'm saying this to tell people that, and just to let you know, as far as I know, who my mom is, the sweetest woman there is. Kind, she treats people way better than herself. She cares more than anything in this world, man, and she's just that type of woman, you know. She have a very loving heart, and she loves God with all our heart. She don't miss church. She's that woman. She prays. She's a prayer warrior. And of course, these thoughts will come to mind. Why is she going through this? She's a woman of God. She done nothing wrong. Why? You know, just the whys. But I can say right now that I'm just glad she's still here with us. That's number one. Because as bad as it was, as bad as it is, could have been worse. Everything could have been worse. And a lot of people go through a lot of things in life because what I do for a living, I pick up people with these different disabilities, and I see, oh my gosh, I see the struggle, and I see, you know, so much reason that you should give God thanks. And I don't even want to talk about the economy of how bad it is right now for everybody. What I'm saying is, just have faith in Jesus, please. I'm begging you. If you don't know him, give him a try. Read a word. That's what I'm trying to do. Because then all the answers is there. History repeats itself, and it's true. All those sicknesses that Jesus healed is still here. I feel like every family, when they reach, I guess, a certain age, or not even age, because you can have every family, household, it's gonna have someone who's possibly gonna be sick. And then somebody have to be responsible, and not all family members are gonna live up to that task. And you're gonna go through a lot of roller coasters, family members. And then my mom started to see who's who, knowing that a lot of people was pretenders when she was okay. But now that she's down, she thought she would get a lot of support, and she haven't gotten none from friends, from family, from church, all that stuff. And when I seen it, I got bitter. I got real bitter when I saw that. Like when you're growing up hearing all these songs and people singing about how life is, you know, don't trust nobody, you know, everybody is this and everybody is that, everybody for all himself, and nobody is this for you, you know, there's probably a few that's there for you, your real friends, you know, and all this, all those songs, they're true. See, when you hear them, because it's not happening to you, you're not gonna really believe. You just take it lightly. But when it finally happened to you, then you're like, oh man, reality really hits. Some people just go through it earlier than some. Why they share? So you should listen and life goes on no matter what happens, and we're gonna go through a lot of pain in life. When good friends among you live and then when they pass away before you, one thing my dad said to me, that he said life gets a little more and more sad the older you get, because sometimes you just live to see good friends and friends or people you know around you pass away before you. Oh, that hit me deep when he said that. And then when you grow older, you're starting to see that. You're starting to see that. A lot of it because of the choice they make. But regardless, it's just a crazy sad life. You definitely need to serve God, because I'm telling you, when you're sad, when you're angry, when you're all these emotions and all these things, and you don't know nobody else but yourself, who you gonna go to? You can't go to yourself when you're going through those roller coasters. You're gonna be torn apart. But God knows. God knows best. And I appreciate whoever listened to this to the very end. I really truly appreciate it. This is just me sharing from my heart of what I've seen, what I've been through. Everybody got a story. Everybody got an experience. It makes you, it breaks you before it makes you. Let's just say that. Because when you go through the broken stage of it, sometimes it takes a while. You've got to live through this. And then, does it make you stronger? I can say yes. But you get to understand that just things is just going to happen that's just absolutely out of your control. And there's nothing you can do about it. But just serve God. Just read for yourself and serve God. That's just all I have to say to anybody. That's the best thing I can say, because we're going to continually see and go through a lot of bad stuff. Only God alone can help us. You guys have a wonderful, awesome day.